Several weeks. Not a word, not a clip, not a post, not a video. I wanted to see if I could fool the internet in several weeks. Okay, that's funny. Sorry, I had to do that clip. I had to do that bit. It was funny. On serious note though, I do owe you guys an apology for the buffer and the strange disappearance right after I said I was working on my project. So obviously I want to apologize because I've just gone AWOL and just went missing for it's like 10 people gonna watch this video, but it's still, to the 10 people that, believe in me. Well, not to say that others don't, but just saying that came out wrong. To the 10 people that appreciate the videos. Okay, that sounds weird. Okay, to the 10 people that watch the videos. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is I owe you guys an explanation to where I've been and what I've been up to, and how are you gonna go ahead and promise us these videos and then just dip right after? Which, by the way, I didn't dip. I'm still gonna make the videos. This is just an update on where I've been and what's happened so far. So boom, let's jump into my reasonable explanations as to why I haven't posted and the explanation that I owe you guys. So obviously, at the time that I was making the videos, I was going around and to meet these strangers and talk to these people. I wouldn't say strangers, they're just a friend you haven't met. But meeting these new people, I was using my vehicle, which shortly after, which I knew something bad was gonna happen, because as soon as I started posting the videos and I was really excited for making them, shortly after my engine blew and we were trying to figure out what to do with the car, and it was kind of costly. So that was a huge buffer. I just had 1 second I had a car, the next second it was just the engine was gone. The engine, I'm sure they could have fixed it up. It was just a bunch of other things. It became a financial issue. So then I became more focused in trying to get more time as possible, and I was more focused on my job, which boom, reason number 2 is I had a full-time job working for a factory. This job was interesting, to say the least. Very interesting. So obviously, while going, you would always know what time you would go in at the job, but you wouldn't know what time you would get out of the job. So and what I mean by this is, obviously we'd go in at 4, but I wasn't sure what time we'd get out. Not unless they said something. They wouldn't tell you until last second, the last hour, which was very frustrating. But anyways, so I had a lot of just random, I would wake up, go to sleep at random hours. One time we got off at 2, 3, get off at 11. I'm talking we'd go in at 4 p.m, get out at 3 p.m, which it wasn't constant. I promise you, it was so random. Almost every time I would just wake up at random times, and but every time I would have to wake up, it was always at 3 or 2 hours before my shift started, which isn't a lot of room to do a lot. I could have probably walked around further into just around the city, but I would have felt that was a tight squeeze. It could have been doable, but it wouldn't have been enjoyable or fun at all to do. So yeah, so that was reason number 2. So reason number 3 is, obviously I had a final ride to work, and I found a ride to and from work. Luckily, I'm blessed to have a amazing friend. His name is Pedro. Thank you, Pedro. Shout out to Pedro. But yeah, he gave me a ride to and from work. I paid him, obviously, but I got a ride to and from work. Shortly after, I'd say the third reason why I buffered is, now I'm focused on the car, and now I'm focused on how I'm gonna get around, and now I'm essentially just waking up, going to work, coming back, falling asleep, waking up, going to work. And obviously, like I said, it was irregular hours, and if we didn't meet quota, we would have to work the weekends, which is why I was looking at I was basically just working. And it's in my last couple of days before, my last couple of I would say 2 or 3 months before I quit, or like 2 months, like the machines really started acting up at the job, and basically like they started holding us up like late, and then like would make us work the weekends, like Saturday, which would it be fine if we would know what time, but like I said, we didn't know what time we would get out, and eventually we'd have to work until like Saturday, and until Sunday we'd have to work until Sunday, the one day of the week where I can get everything done. I do all the things I need to do, and then I could have room for what I want to do. So dang, so that kind of really just that I shortly started just feeding myself like doubt, I guess, because I was just so happy and excited, and then I was like, dang, like 1 second it's just like I felt good, and then it's like, dang, I flew too close to the sun, and now but anyways, yeah, I got negative, I'd say, like, and I was just it was to and from work, and then at one point I was like, dang, like I stopped making the videos, and I just started, bro, I was just chud maxing. Like I was just waking up, laying in bed, and then just eating, and then waking up, and then just going to bed, and I was just, and then just going to work, and then just eating, and it was just so frustrating, and I went crazy. And I'm not gonna say I was a model A worker, that's definitely not true, but I mean, if anything, that job helped me realize more than ever that this is something I'd want to try. Because, I mean, no hate on my fellow coworkers and stuff, but they didn't seem like they were happy at all. Like, I would work there, and it was just, I mean, it was, when I'm telling you, I woke up and went to the miserable factory, like, I should have just been like, they should have been like, yo, this is the unhappy, miserable, like you'd want to just break all your fingers rather than show up, bro, like evil work factory, bro. But thankfully my supervisor was really, like, I'm not even gonna cuss, I'm really flipping cool. He's a cool guy. I wish I got to interview him. Maybe I might ask him. He's a really cool guy. But yeah, I started getting there, and obviously I quit. I don't work there no more because I couldn't do it, bro. Like, I couldn't do it. It was good money. I was making like 1,000 a week. Around, at best 1,000. That's around. But anyways, I got negative, and then I started thinking, I was like, like I said, as I was working there in the cold of the factory, I was thinking like, oh, I won't be able to film this weekend because we're working this weekend again. This is like the 4th weekend we're working. And then I don't know why I said this in my head, but I was just like, be for real, Isaac. And then I was just like, and I got into it, and I want to say, like, sometimes I doubt, like I doubt how many people like believe, or not believe, but like think of me, because I don't think myself as that significant, like I'm just someone that's there, and I guess I'm kind of glad that it's like that. But I got this call from this one friend. He calls me, he goes, hey, what are you doing? And I was like, oh, nothing, I'm just chilling, I've just been working and stuff, just been working and doing my own thing. And he goes, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, that's good, and we're just talking it off. He goes, hey man, whatever happened to you saying you were gonna make those videos? And I was like, what? And I was like, it was silly, but I was like, it really hit me, bro, because I was like, I did, like, he was like, you sounded passionate whenever you said you want to make those videos. You always said you want to make those videos. And I was like, you were thinking about, like, you thought about that? He called me, and I was like, you were thinking about that? And he goes, well, yeah, like, you sounded passionate, you said you were gonna do it, and like, at the time I was also considering, like, man, it felt like the house of cards just felt like. And then he goes, I was thinking about, I don't know if it's weird to say, but I was gonna just sign my life away, bro, if I'm being honest. And if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about nothing bad. I was just gonna, I'm not gonna talk badly about that area. But anyways, I didn't want to do that, but I was thinking about school and stuff and working, and then I was like, gotta get money. So, but he goes, nah, like, the Isaac I knew when I was talking to him, like, not even like a bit ago, he was talking about how he wanted to make videos, and I was like, yeah, that is true. I did say that. He goes, nah, bro. Like, you said that's what you wanted to do, and I was like, yeah, that is true. It is what I wanted to do. And it was just like, I don't know. It felt good to know that, some people were like, they have faith in me. They're just like, yo, just go ahead and do your vids, bro. But yeah, that was essentially what happened during that period of time where I was absent. And I'm not done. I'm still gonna make more videos. I still want to make more videos. I was gonna drop either way. Like, I was gonna drop eventually. But I was also working at the unhappy, like very sad factory. Like, it was just horrible. But I guess more than ever, that job has actually helped me in a weird way realize that I don't want to end it there. I don't want to stop. Even if going to school and doing that, it just made me realize more than ever I yearn for more, I guess. And you should always yearn for more. And I was also, another thing that happened is, one thing that's wrong with me is I always wait to find like maybe the perfect time for something to happen. The truth is, that's never gonna happen. There's no such thing as the perfect time. You just have to just make it. And even trying a little is more than not trying at all. And it's so weird to me because like it's such a basic thing to say. Like it's like such a basic thing to like know. You know what I mean? It's like you should know this by now, but I guess I'm just like a later learner or something. But it's totally fine. It's all good. But yeah, I'm gonna just end it here. Try to be as nice as you can to somebody tomorrow. How about that? Like, just go try to be nice to one person, and that's it. You don't gotta be nice to everybody. Just be nice to one person, and that's wraps for the vid. But if you want to leave a like, subscribe, even a comment. Oh, actually, I wanted to ask. I actually wanted to stream like games on here, possibly, like maybe sometimes. If you'd like to see that, I don't even care. I'm finna do it. But if you'd like to see it, please comment it. But yeah, that's it. Y'all have a great day. Thank you so much.